Going on, people? Have not been live in forever, so just a just a special treat for you fine one or two folks that might tune in. For anybody that's gonna watch this after the fact, yeah, we're back at it, boys. No, this is a very special occasion. Not only because top quality as always. Not only because we're painting some pretty cool corn Kroots today, and I'll be sharing a little bit of that. But we got some big announcements to get through, guys, ladies, and possible gentlewomen, I suppose. So, as we get painting, I will address that further and go through that a little bit more. Now, to address some controversy before we get started. I did not, in fact, die. I was wounded, but I lived. So there's, I've got some, not that many, but a few messages regarding my injury and what all went on with that. So I'll just speak briefly to that first while we get started here. So basically, my shoulders are kind of fucked up and have been since high school. Basically, from just, I think just genetically, like, from birth, whatever, I've just got like loose joints, loose shoulders. I don't know exactly if it's the tendons, it's the, the socket itself, whatever. It was never an issue until the end of high school, playing contact sports, football, wrestling, stuff like that. And I started having my shoulders dislocate, and it wasn't like no big deal, like pop, pop, all good, no big deal. Like, it's obviously super painful, it's not fun. Basically, I just kept putting them back in myself, not letting them heal properly. And throughout the last 2 years of high school, I probably did it maybe a total of 6 times total, like maybe 3 each, 4 each, something like that. And never had it checked out properly. And basically, I finally went the last time it happened, and the doctors more or less told me, like, yeah, dude, you might need surgery because they're pretty fucked now. So that's 7 or 8 years ago, and I haven't had it pop out again since. It's been a lot of times where it's kind of half come out, and I've been okay. But basically, just the other week there, wrestling with my kids, just playing whatever. It rolled funny, popped it out, couldn't get it back in, finally got it back in. And it was a good couple minutes, and literally blacked out, fell back, hit my head, the whole works. It was great. So I'm fine, recovered fine, shoulders are okay, but I'm probably gonna have to have surgery at some point on it. I'm meeting with a specialist and whatever to discuss that more and go through that. So yeah, that's what's going on with that. Any other fun things happening recently? Done lots of fishing that I haven't posted pictures for. I don't post pictures of every single time I go because I know that's not really what people are here to see. But I have been doing that, of course, summer months. Yeah, just the usual painting. I've got quite a little force of Tyranids on the go now. Damn, that sounds intense. Yeah, I mean, it's not super fun when it happens. It's not that big a deal. It could be worse. But yeah, what was I saying? I can go fishing. Been going fishing. Working on the Tyranids. Working on the Chaos Kroot. But I guess now that the main man Penguin is here, I can share the big news. So Penguin, buckle yourself in. It's gonna be exciting, I'm sure. So, you know the guy that sponsors the channel, Lord of Skulls, got the cool 3D printed World Eater stuff? So basically like channel sponsor is a bit of a loose word. Basically, how it has been, I'm not a big creator. He's got his stuff where he makes the 3D printed models and sells them in his store for World Eaters. And then so he just reached out the one time and asked if he could send me some to review, and of course I said yes. I love World Eaters. I have World Eaters Army. More than happy to, and it's free cool bits, so why not? So he's done that a couple times, and then at one point he was like, man, I really want to like thank you for your help and sending me business and stuff. So he bought me my Angron. So my Angron that I just finished finally with the, with the custom helmet, also from him. He gave me that Angron as like kind of thank you slash payment. And that's the only like gift or payment I've received from him. I shout him out in my videos all the time. More than happy to. I love the product. I love his stuff. I've used them in my army. People want to send me cool free stuff. More than happy to talk about it on my little channel here. It's no big deal. So basically, I was chatting with him again the other day just because I just posted my Angron finally. So he shared it and we were talking back and forth and whatever. Mini Wargaming Dave actually commented on it, so that was cool that it got seen by him. So anyways, we were just talking back and forth, and I'm talking about like future down the road projects, because you know me, I always have a million projects on the back burner for next year or later in the year or whatever. And so for World Eaters, or just Chaos in general, I mentioned that I was interested in at some point, because I saw some really cool ones online, which at some point I'll share pictures of and whatever, that inspired me. I was going to try and build, like from scratch, kit bash, a Chaos Warhound Titan, which is of course the smallest Titan you can take in game. I think now it's like 1100 points, so you can even actually have a Warhound Titan with a little army around it and play that in a 2K game of 40K. Pretty cool. So just as a fun, like, big centerpiece for my World Eaters, I was going to build a Warhound Titan. And I was just talking to him about that a little bit. And then he kind of goes, well, wouldn't it be easier if you just had a real Warhound and then you kit bashed onto it, or you built onto it? And I was like, yeah, but those are like crazy expensive. That's kind of the whole point of kit bashing it, is it would be a bit cheaper. It still cost a lot of money. It'd still be a few $100 to buy all the different models to kit bash into it, but it would be a lot cheaper. And he was like, yeah, it is kind of expensive, blah, blah. And he's like, have you ever worked with like a big Forge World resin model before? And I was like, no, it also sounds like a nightmare. And he's like, yeah. And then he's like, well, what if you had one already built for you? And I was, again, not catching on. And I'm like, yeah, I guess I'll keep my eye out for like a used one or something. But nobody ever sells used Titans, for super cheap. They're still really expensive. And then he goes, oh, I might know a guy. Winky face. And I go, dude, no, like, you're not sending me a Warhound Titan, and basically would not take no for an answer. And he goes, I considered an investment, because I'm going to keep promoting his stuff and supporting him as best I can. But I was like, that is literally the most generous, over the top gift I think anyone's ever done or did for me. So I could not believe it. So anyways, that's the big surprise, that within the next few days, I guess, I don't think it's shipped yet, en route to me is a full Chaos Warhound Titan. And that's got me pretty fucking excited. So for anybody that doesn't know, my favorite Warhammer book that I have ever read, and part of why I like the World Eaters so much, is the novel Betrayer. Yeah, it is crazy. Is the novel Betrayer. So of course that's all about the World Eaters. Also has the Word Bearers, and it's about them fighting the Ultramarines in Ultramar, the Shadow Crusade, when they attacked Ultramar, and lots and lots of cool stuff. But one of the really cool things in that always stood out to me is so the World Eaters had their own Titan Legion that worked with them and followed them, and they were a really, really unique, awesome legion. They were called the Legio Audax, and they were all Warhounds. That's all they had, and they loved to use like pack tactics to bring down bigger Titans. So they said they had like 100 Warhounds, and they would fight these bigger Titans, and it would be just like 4 or 5 smaller Warhounds mauling these big Titans. And just like the World Eaters flagship that had the Ursus claws, which were giant like magnetic harpoons that could harpoon enemy ships and drag them in, the Warhounds, a lot of them anyway, would be equipped with a giant harpoon gun, and they would fucking harpoon the bigger titans, 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 of them or whatever, and literally drag them down and kill them. And they would drag them down, and then world eaters would be climbing up on top of them and kill the crew. How cool is that? The famous scene, and this is crazy. The famous scene that everybody knows, everyone's talked about. Everybody knows the scene, famous scene where Lorgar is trying to save Angron, and then Lorgar almost gets killed by an enemy Titan, shooting him point blank with a plasma blast gun, and then Angron crawls out of the rubble as the Titan is trying to stomp Lorgar and holds it up. And it's this epic, cool moment because, like, holy shit, Angron held up a Titan. You got 2 Primarchs almost dying. Super cool. What people all forget, the Titan, how they actually got away and saved is one of these Titans with the fucking harpoon gun comes up behind that other Titan and harpoons it right through the back and drags it off them. And then the crew of the lead Titan, which was called Sirgala, it's got this really cool, they call it like the Ember Queen, and how it's like a wolf and it just wants to hunt and kill things. They've got a really cool story and dynamic in the book. And so reading that Betrayer book, of course, we love Khorne, Angron, World Eaters, all that cool stuff. But the fucking Titans and the crew in that book were really, really cool too. So basically, I'm getting a Warhound Titan. I love these Warhound Titans that were with the World Eaters, who I have. So basically what I want to do is I want to really pay homage or, respect or whatever to that awesome Legion and the crew from the book and stuff. And so I think he has it, I think the one he's sending, it's equipped with, I think, the flamethrower and the plasma gun. So some way, somehow, I'm not sure what exactly I'm going to do. I've got all these plans going through my head. I just want to make the most epic, unique, over-the-top Titan I can make. I want to pour everything I've learned into it, everything I can possibly think of. You guys contribute any ideas you can think of. We've got a big base to work with here. I want this to be the most unique Titan anyone's ever seen. I want them to look at that and go, holy shit, I've never seen one like that. I want it to represent the World Eaters. I want it to represent a Titan that was already part of a pretty savage little legion of Titans that liked hunting big Titans. I want to incorporate the harpoon somehow. I want it to represent the World Eater somehow, like it's been hanging out with them this whole time. It's really savage and feral too. The Warhound Titans they don't have a melee capability other than stomps. That's fine. One little thought I was thinking of, because I have a bunch of the bits already, is for the shin armor, I want to use a Dremel maybe and cut into it and fit it all with buzzsaw blades. So as it's walking through and maybe infantry would try to climb up or something, it's just got blades all up and down it. Spikes and things. Of course, there's gonna be tons of chains, skulls. I want to have dead ultramarines and stuff strung up, hanging off the sides of it. I'm pretty good at making bloody, gory dead bodies and shit. But then the back carapace is another place I think that's really big, and you can fit a lot of stuff onto it. And so I was almost thinking, because I don't want to waste the cool guns it already has, but I want it to have that harpoon. So I was thinking maybe there's a way I can kitbash and make the giant harpoon on its back instead, so it still has its 2 main guns, and it's got the big harpoon fitted on top. Could be an idea. And then, as much World Eaters, Khorne stuff as possible. I think if you look on Forge World, how you can take the head off and you can see the crew compartments inside, and the crew look all fucked up and chaotic, and they're fusing with the ship and stuff, or the Titan and stuff. I think that's already really cool, and I don't think I need to mess with that too much. There might be something fun I can do in there too, but yeah, basically I'm just super, super fucking excited about that. I was in a little bit of a hobby slump there for a little bit. I wasn't super enthused about painting that much. That's why I haven't finished my last couple Chaos Kroot things or started on the Tyranids yet. But that has just kicked the old hobby brain right back into overdrive. And I really, really, really want to do my best possible work on that, because obviously it's the most expensive special model I'm probably ever gonna have. I think I said to him, like, this is the kind of thing, like, with kids and family and stuff, I could never justify buying a real one. Like, if I was ever gonna have a Warhound Titan, it was going to be either one that I built, or maybe one that was 3D printed, or a cheap recast or something like that. Like, I would have never gotten a real one, if not for this. But it's always something that everybody loves Titans. Like, you always think about how cool it would be to have one, and it's that big epic centerpiece model leading an army of smaller guys. Like, it's about as cool 40K as it gets, in my opinion. So, anyways, that was pretty much the big news, more or less. That's what I wanted to share with you guys. Of course, there's nothing like a big project to get you back into hobbying. Yeah, like, for real. And I have a lot of things on the go. Like, I have like whatever 1,500 pride points of Tyranids, that I haven't painted at all. I haven't even started. They're not even primed. I have not decided on a scheme or anything for them. Maybe you have an opinion on that, Penguin. What do you think for the old Tyranids? So I don't know if you've looked back through my posts, but I had a Tyranid army back in the day, and they were Hive Fleet Hydra, or like my own interpretation of that scheme. I was kind of thinking I would do that again, and obviously I'm a little bit better painter and whatever since that time years ago. So maybe I could do that same scheme, but like a more updated, better version of it, and it'd be kind of cool to compare. I thought about that maybe, but I'm not sure. There's so many cool schemes for Tyranids online. Every time I think I've maybe started to pick one, I see another one that looks really cool. But yeah, I've got that. So what other projects am I working on? So once I get, maybe Christmas or something or whatever, my friend has a black and orange, and I have to say it's good. It's a pretty unique one. You don't see that many orange Tyranids. A lot of, I gotta say, I don't like it's one of the, like, main Hive fleets. I think it's, Behemoth. That's the red and blue. I don't know why, to me it doesn't look, like, scary enough or, like, alien enough. Like, red and blue just seems more like good guy colors, or like human-y colors. Like, it doesn't seem like, I don't know, it doesn't seem like as alien, or like as quote-unquote bad or evil. I like the more, like, nasty alien-looking schemes generally. So I gotta decide on that. Other projects for Chaos or World Eaters, I do still want to do maybe another Defiler Halberd at some point. Before anything else for Chaos, Lord of Skulls was kind enough. He also sent me, he has a really, really good conversion kit for World Eaters Terminators, and you can either put it on like Imperial Terminators, like the new ones from the Leviathan box, or normal Chaos Terminators, and it's like new heads, more chain axes, shoulders, skulls, everything to put on them. So I have that right now. I just need to get some other Terminators for it to go on to. So at some point I'm going to have to do that as well. I know saying this is heretical, but red and blue don't go good together. Hey, as long as you don't say red, blue, and white, right? You're okay, I think. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, red and blue, it just kind of looks, I don't know, like, it looks like Spider-Man. Like, it looks like something like a little kid would pick, to me. It just doesn't really fit, like, the grim dark. It looks too, like, good and like kiddish, you know. Maybe like red and blue Space Marines like maybe could be okay, but for something like the Tyranids, I don't really think it's a vibe. I gotta say, got to say. Um, yeah, I still have to do for Chaos Demons. I still have to do 2 more Greater Demons. I gotta do Tzeentch and Khorne. And I think I've said before what those are going to be. It's the big vulture from Age of Sigmar, and then a Lord of Change that will be those 2 kit bash together. But those are 2 pretty expensive kits as well, so I've just been waiting to either find a good deal or when I have a little more money together to get those. And then I want to make the slug guy for Nurgle. That's like riding the big slug. Couple other things still for Chaos Kroots. I gotta do. I don't have a chariot yet for Slaanesh. That needs one. Unfortunately, Tzeentch demons they're real bad in game. Yeah. Yeah, the models just aren't it. Yeah. Other than the Lord of Change, I think the Lord of Change is a pretty good looking model. But like I think I said before, the Lord of Change is actually going to become my Bloodthirster. So it's a giant bird body. I'm going to make it even more jacked. Giant axe, different head. You know, get rid of all the Tzeentch symbols and whatever. I think that'll be pretty lit. But yeah, pretty much all the demon models are just not. I think Zangors look okay, but they're 1,000 Suns anyway. They're not even real Tzeentch can take them. What the heck? What the heck? So what have you been working on lately, Penguins? Much hobbying been going on? Just been enjoying the summer? Lord Chain's perfect in every way. It's the best model I have painted, and it's like... Oh, I missed it. Come on now. But things like horrors are not it for me. No. No, I think Chaos Demons kind of across the board need an update, really. Like, they don't have... Other than the Greater Demons... They need more models, first of all. They shouldn't have only 3 or 4 or 5 kits per god. You should be able to make a whole good army per god. That isn't just all characters or greater demons or whatever. And then, yeah, I think pretty much all the little guys need to be done. AOS has been my project recently. AOS rules are so much better. Yeah, I've played one game of 10th edition, and me and the other person, to be fair, hadn't... I don't know, something about it just has not... I haven't been compelled, like, I haven't been drawn into it. Like 9th, like, I haven't been watching battle reports, it just... I don't know, something about it's changed. It just kind of feels boring a little bit. I don't know. Something's weird with 10th. It hasn't drawn me in. It hasn't made me really want to play that much. And every AOS battle report I see, it always looks like everybody's having so much fun. Everybody, like even if people that don't play it very often, seem to just think it's the greatest thing ever, so... I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. Pretty much finished the skin on this guy. It's pretty easy when it's just gray here. We do one last little highlight just because he's a character. I think I currently have, maybe like 5 models left, and then the demons are mostly done. I'll do a little like kit bash showcase video when they're all done and show them all off together. Yeah, I got like four or five models left, I think, and then I'm done. I'm done with what I currently have, and then there will be more added. They said the two other greater demons, and probably at least half a dozen other little guys to do still. Quite a bit. Quite a lot. Then Tyranids will probably be the big project, apart from, the Warhound and whatever else. Yep. Yeah, no worries. Don't say anything horrifically racist. I'm live on the internet right now.
Oh, where are you?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm a very tiny YouTuber.
I love that. You just do like just chatting type stuff, or?
Yeah, I do like painting and modeling and all that kind of stuff. So.
Oh,
Very
cool.
very nerdy.
I have a lot of friends that do streaming and stuff.
Nice.
So.
Tell them to recommend me so I get famous.
Yeah. How many followers do you have?
On YouTube, I have, I think, 1,400 subscribers, and then like, I don't know, 2,500 or something on Instagram.
Oh,
Yeah.
what's your channel name? Just like curiosity.
It is Average Joe Kroot Dude, and
Nice.
Kroot are a type of alien in Warhammer 40k. It's literally like as nerdy as it can be.
That's amazing though. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Yeah, you too. You see that? I just drew another person in Warhammer. It's so embarrassing. It shouldn't be embarrassing, but it's a little bit embarrassing when you're painting and then like the cleaners come in. Oh well. She asked for the channel name. Maybe got a new subscriber out of it. Never know. You never know. Oh, other big news. I'm going to be meeting a fellow, much more famous YouTuber than myself tomorrow. Pretty, somewhat local person. I don't know if you know them, Penguin. It's the Modern Synthesist. He's really, really good at green stuff sculpting, and he is like the Tyranid professional. I think his channel's got, I don't know, 10,000 subscribers. Like he's a fair bit bigger than me. But he lives only like 2.5, 3 hours away. And he's down in my little town for the day tomorrow, so I'm going to be meeting him. Could be fun. Just meeting him at the local hobby store for a little bit. Maybe we'll do a collaboration now that I do Tyranids too. Yeah, he does. If you want like a good tutorial videos for how to green stuff sculpt better, that is the guy to go to. I am far too like stubborn, and I just hate following like tutorials and things to begin with, and that's like a flaw with me. That's like I'm bad at instructions and rules and things, but I know that his are really good. I have watched some of them, like little bits of them and stuff, and I like his his insight videos for the Tyranids are really good. Like when the new releases came out, he seems to have like deep a really deep understanding of like the really like deep not lore but like anatomically like how the Tyranids should be. Like he'll look at a new model and be like, oh, it's really good, really good, but they did the talon wrong. Like, nope, the talons on Tyranids are always supposed to be like this all the way back to, you know, second edition or whatever. Or he'll look at it and be like, oh, that's a new thing that they've never done before with Tyranids. I don't know how I feel about that, because that's never been a thing, because he knows every single Tyranid thing ever. So it's interesting to hear his insight into that stuff sometimes. Yeah, I'm just meeting him at the local hobby store just for like half an hour or whatever. Hang out and chat. But that's probably where I'll end it for now. It was more about the announcements and stuff. I'll show what I'm working on real quick here. Flip this around. What do we got? Here we are. So we've got just the skin more or less done, highlighted, that kind of dark gray black. Probably do a little bit of a recess wash as well. His sword arm broke off in transportation, but that's fine because I can paint it separately. And I was just starting to do some of the metal on the chains and stuff. Probably next round I'll do like the bone stuff, like his horns and the skeleton banner thing he's got on there, and go from there. It's gonna be a fun one to paint. I love anytime I get to paint a dead Tau. It's very fun. They're very fun to paint. Enjoyable thing to do. It's got the dead. That's, I don't know if you can. I don't know if it's showing up super well, but that is the severed head that he's standing on there from this guy. So yeah, it'll be fun. Fun little thing to work on. We'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.